Out of him, I'll about the new TV. So, yes, I like and over comment and subscribe. In summer, echo so high court in an bro. If it's a shot, a copy me, high court was uncle second time. World Oma NPP, we say one is inquire regulation. And end this for say, they be the one just and I say. Ghana for security personnel for no who buying answer about because security personnel for now. HS me and one they order 2 year and order way buy Ghana for anti-semper because and this for no when you have the now when you have because now we many case which will be winning but I'm for we no na just say na menya be per se but and I'm say Ghana for you boy in terms of security and boy ma to me the Inca crana and on a person could over raw this yeah chairman.
This order, the Inspector General of Police IGP is directed to provide adequate security at the designated collation center to ensure a safe and conducive environment for the EC to perform its duty. This, in short, is what you have the NPP team behind me celebrating so gladly and hugely as though the entirety of the matter has been resolved. What we have here though, whereas it is expected or some expected that the judge will take the ruling mutatis mutandis, the legal term or the Latin word for consolidated ruling, the arguments put forward before the judge were taken in isolation or individually, and for that matter the judge also went further to or went ahead to bring his ruling according to the way the arguments were brought before him. And so we have had that for the Tema Central come through. Let me, as I mentioned earlier, give you a brief overview of what a Mandamus application seeks to establish or seeks to achieve. For an application for Mandamus to succeed, the applicant must satisfy the following 5 conditions: existence of a duty, public nature of the duty, demand for performance, refusal to perform, and then proof of prejudice. It appears as though this has been established, or these 5 components has been well satisfied in the case of the Tema Central constituency, and therefore the judge, having satisfied himself with the various arguments put forward, has directed the EC to go back to the Tema Central constituency, and recollate or collate the 2 outstanding polling stations, bring everything together and pronounce or declare who the rightful winner of that constituency is. The court also directed the IGP to provide safe, security and conducive environment for same, and this suddenly has brought a certain eruption among NPP sympathizers and supporters who turned up in their numbers at this court to suddenly chant the party's anthem relative to the elephant, and also they localized Ay3ka, and this so far is what we have currently. We're waiting for that of the Ablekumo North, that of Techiman South, and that of Okankwe Central. Gifty, what I have gathered from some of these supporters here, some who seem to be satisfied with the way things are going, is that these 4 constituencies could go a 3-1, a 2-2, or a 4-0. And either way, they express satisfaction that indeed, whichever way it goes, the court has spoken. Whether the candidates themselves will take it that way, that the court has spoken, or whatever remedy there exists currently for them to take it up further, in which case I would refer to the Honorable Roxy Nelson Dafamako, who spoke to me a few days ago and argued that, or pointed out that it would not be the end if at any point they feel or they see established that it has not gone their way satisfactorily, the Court of Appeal is there for them to approach. Whether that will be a move they will make, we stand or we await the final outcome of the 3 outstanding constituencies, being the Okaikoi Central, the Ablekuma North, and then the Techimai South. We know for a certainty that Tema Central has received a go back, recollate, and declare. And the order to the IGP provides security and ensure a conducive environment. I'm not sure if the crowd you have behind me, being a mix of the various parties, would want to speak. But one thing I can tell you for a certainty, that the NDC supporters behind the gate have also seen a need to start up a certain chanting, and what they're doing is not to chant the party slogan or party's anthem, but what they're doing essentially is blowing the vuvuzelas. And trust me, the security services are on hand to ensure that there is decency and sanity in the way they celebrate. I would, my camera would pan round slightly and take the gate for us so that you will have a certain feel of what it is. Well, when the NPP started celebrating, I saw some NDC members signaling those at the gate to also take it up and chant their slogans themselves. We were not sure if that would be the case, but for the vuvuzelas, most definitely they are blowing their vuvuzelas. Let me go out there and see if I could grab one NPP person and see if I could get an interview briefly from him or her and see what he or she will say. Good afternoon. Thank you very much. This is GBC News.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Not too long ago, your people went up in a certain jubilation. What accounted for that?
The reason why we're jubilating is that the court has ruled that we should go for, as we normally say, the recollation. And we know vividly that whenever the recollation has been done, the victory will go for us. That's the reason why the jubilating is ongoing.
Not too long ago, one of your colleagues, who is also of the MPP stock, mentioned that this, in the way they're looking at it, could go a 3-1, a 2-2, or a 4-0. We only have one, and so maybe one of their predictions would come through. What if, as we see it, it didn't go 3-1 in your favor, but it actually goes 3-1 against you?
No, this one, as you're saying, my colleagues were saying, it will go into our favor, because we know the work we've done, we know what we've got into, and we know what we have. So the 3-1 is going to be possible.
Well, the best of luck to you, and we are around to see how this whole thing will end and how your celebrations will eventually end. All the best of luck to you. And so that's a member of the NPP who's just expressed how his expectations will be relative to this Mandamus application. For those of you who are just joining us on GBC News, the court has ruled first of all, on the Mandamus application by the NPP relative to the Tema Central constituency, the EC has been directed to go back and recollate the 2 outstanding polling stations. The IGP has been directed to provide adequate security and a conducive environment for same to be carried out. Indeed, the NPP has successfully argued that there is a duty on the EC or of the EC to perform, and there is also a need for that to be carried in order that they would not be prejudiced in the elections of the 7th of December just gone. We would still remain with the court and wait to hear more, and as soon as they come, we'll not hesitate to bring them to you. Gifty, if you have any questions, I am here for you. In the absence of any further questions, then let me hand back to you in the studio to continue.
Daryl, for the sake of balance, can we also get a supporter from the NDC to also share with us how they are feeling right now in the case of the 4, 1:3 as it stands now?
I surely will do so, Gifty. I surely will do so, Gifty. Thank you very much. You must be a supporter of the NDC, are you?
Yes,
Thank you very much. I am very terribly sorry to come to you in this manner. But we have heard the celebration and jubilation by the NPP, given that Tema Central has been, EC has been redirected or directed actually to go and recollate. How does that come to you?
Oh, if you are supposed to go and do recollation, that is nothing. Now, the 2 police stations that is in Kwasim, it's an NDC stronghold. So I don't know why they are shouting. That jubilation will be short-lived.